Hello and welcome to another Euro Fantasy video. Today we are going to be going over the best wildcard draft for Matchday 2. We're also going to be looking at some tips as to how you can build your own wildcard draft heading into the second matchday of the Euros. Now we are starting off today with the fixtures, and these are going to be the target fixtures of which you want to be getting the players from, obviously to get the most points in Matchday 2. So we've only got 4 match days this time, as opposed to match day 1 where we had the 5 due to the opening game. 4 match days this week, and we have a lot more teams, a lot better teams, or a lot more variety of teams with better fixtures for this match day. And you will notice that a lot of them are kind of the cheaper teams, which is why, as I've explained in previous videos, that I do prefer the wildcard 2 as to the limitless 2. But we'll have a video out tomorrow as well, with the best limitless draft as well. But looking at these target fixtures, the best fixtures for this week is going to be the Croatia team, the Serbia team, and the Ukrainian team, and also the Czech Republic team as well. So again, 4 teams which do kind of have a lot of cheaper kind of players in there as well, and then some decent fixtures as well. You've got Switzerland, Slovakia, Austria, Georgia, and Belgium in there as well. So again, a lot of the cheaper, or a lot of teams which do have the cheaper kind of players. And obviously we do want to be not ruling out those orange fixtures as well. For example, Germany looked really good in the first game. They're playing against Hungary, who again didn't look fantastic in the first match as well. Portugal as well, we're still yet to watch play. They have Turkey to play as well, so again it's another team where we probably want to be focusing on those guys. But yeah, for even if you're just making transfers, if you're on a limitless or a wild card, these are the teams that you want to be getting players from. So unfortunately the goal scorer odds aren't yet out, so we can't look at individual players for their chances of scoring, but we do have from 11ify, as I have mentioned, the link will be down in the description. They do have the most, or the chances of each team scoring the most goals. So Portugal are at the top of that, and they're expected to score 2.5 goals, so we are expecting over 2 goals, and these are the 5 teams that are expected to score over 2. So that's going to be Portugal, Germany, Belgium, England, and France. Now, a couple of more difficult fixtures in there. Obviously England playing against Denmark, still expected to score 2 goals, and the same with France playing against Holland. I think when we're on that wild card, we probably want to be not avoiding those teams, but not really focusing on that. I think for me, at least for the team that I've built, I've totally ignored the France and Netherlands game. Obviously the likes of Mbappe has the quality where he can make a difference in that match, but for me, I'd rather focus on the easier fixtures, and I think there's a lot better options than Mbappe for this week. Obviously, a lot of the same players from match day 1. Germany again with still a pretty decent fixture. The same with Belgium playing against Romania. So we are going to be wanting the likes of Lukaku, Wirtz, who done really well in the first game, potentially Musiala as well. And then obviously looking at the Portugal fixture, we're probably going to be wanting Ronaldo. We're probably going to be wanting Bruno Fernandes because they are top for the goal odds. So looking at the clean sheet odds as well, obviously these are the defenders that we want to be getting from these teams, and Croatia is the one leading it right now at 52%, once again against Albania. It was Italy in the previous match and ended up conceding after 26 seconds, which obviously wasn't ideal, but Croatia are still leading that with 52%, despite conceding 3 goals to Spain in the first match. They are followed by Germany, and again, as we were just speaking about, we probably are going to be wanting roughly the same Germany players that we were looking at for match day 1. So Mittelstadt again is basically going to be essential for match day 1 at only 4 million. Then we've got the Belgium defenders as well, again another popular one for match day 1. Wout Faes at 4 million, De Kuyper at 4.5 million. They're going to be the kind of players that we want to be looking at in defence. Serbia surprisingly in there as well, the same with Czech Republic. I think for those guys, there's not a lot of defenders that really stand out. And I think for a couple of the players, their defenders are listed as midfielders. So the one that stands out for me though there is going to be the Czech Republic goalkeeper, which we don't have confirmation on yet, but I'm fairly sure is going to be Stanek. He's only a 4 million goalkeeper, and I'd be very happy to go with him against Georgia at a 38% chance of a clean sheet. Again, at 4 million, you're not really expecting a goalkeeper to be getting all the clean sheets, but even if he's going to be picking up some saves, it allows us to get more expensive players. Outfield, we've got Ukraine as well. If you could potentially be looking at the likes of the midfielders, Sudakov, Dovbyk of course at striker, Mudryk, and then obviously Lunin as well in goals. Austria in there, don't think there's too many big options from Austria. England of course we already spoke about. Switzerland, a pretty decent one, again only a 35% chance of a clean sheet, but someone like a Kanji, I believe he picked up 13 ball recoveries in Matchday 1. We did speak about him in the friendlies roundup, and he does look like a really good option for ball recoveries as well, and obviously if he was to pick up a clean sheet that would be an amazing amount of points. And then Portugal as well at 34%. Again, we're probably looking at the attacking options likes of Cancelo and Mendes who play on the wing backs. So this is the team that I've put together for a Wildcard 2 in Matchday 2, of course, and I believe this is actually probably one of the better teams you can go for. There is a couple of missing players that you probably will notice, but there is still some captaincy options that we can go for, which I do think kind of counterbalance the main options that are missing. So for this team we have got 2 Croatians who should kick off Matchday 2, and that's going to be Pongracic, who's only 4 million and started in Matchday 1, obviously with Croatia being the highest for a clean sheet. In terms of the odds, we're obviously going to have a Croatian defender in here, and I think he probably looks like the best value. A lot of the other ones are 5.5 million, and at only 4 million, if this guy is going to be starting, which it looks like he is, he would be a really nice option to have. I've got Maya as well in there, who looks pretty nailed at right wing. He's only 6.5 million, and I think he's one of the more value kind of players. Scored a couple of goals in the friendlies as well before the tournament, and I think he could be a really nice differential option, because I don't think a lot of people are going to own him. In terms of the other teams, you can see with the Germany, we've only doubled up in Germany against Hungary. I don't think it's going to be a really easy fixture to the point where you would want to triple up on those guys, but we've still got Wirtz, we've still got Mittelstadt as well. Again, 2 very popular options for Matchday 1. You can see as well we've got the Portuguese triple up of Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes and Cancelo. Again, this is probably the 3 Portuguese guys that anyone would be considering when looking at a triple Portugal lineup. And again, no real reason to not have these guys. Portugal are the highest for scoring, or they've got the predicted most amount of goals for Matchday 2. So I think Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes are 2 must-haves for Matchday 2. Similar to Belgium, we've also got the triple up. I believe this is probably the best triple up you can get as well for Belgium. That's going to be Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne and De Kuyper as well. Again, 3 really, really good options. And playing against Romania, you'd expect the quality of like Lukaku and De Bruyne to really come out and show there. Now I've went for the double 4 million goalkeeper because I think this is going to be the route to go now that we kind of have an idea of who the 4 million goalkeepers are going to be. Strakosha was the one that started against Italy yesterday, which basically makes him a really good option at 4 million. I don't think the clean sheet against Croatia is really necessarily something we can hope for, but you're 7.5 million for someone who's going to get roughly the same points as a lot of the other goalkeepers. And by the looks of things, there hasn't yet been a clean sheet in the tournament, so no goalkeepers are really getting that many points anyway. So being able to go for the cheap ones that are going to get save points and really just be playing is what we want to look for. And then Stanek, again, one of the easiest fixtures in the tournament, playing against Georgia, I think is a no-brainer at 4 million on the wildcards. So looking into the captaincies then, you might have been wondering why Jude Bellingham was in the team. And personally, I don't think at 9.5 million he is going to be the most worth it. So if you wanted to downgrade him, or maybe you wanted to go for Harry Kane as well, it is possible to do. But for that fixture day, we are really going to need a captaincy, and because there's no France or Netherlands player in that team, Serbia and Slovenia is the other one that plays on that day, I've had to go for an English captain. And I just think the other 3 striker options, Dovbyk, Ronaldo and Lukaku, just kind of make a bit more sense than going for Harry Kane against Denmark. So I've got Jude Bellingham in there midfield. Again, this could really be any midfielder. If you wanted Saka, if you wanted Foden, anyone like that, really just to set for the captaincy here. Again, You could potentially want to downgrade De Bruyne to Trossard as well, and that would allow you to get Harry Kane in for Dovbyk. You would be 2 million short, so you would have to downgrade elsewhere, but that would mean you don't have Bellingham. So you could downgrade Bellingham to 7.5, downgrade Trossard to downgrade De Bruyne to Trossard, and then that would allow you to get Kane for Dovbyk. Me personally, I think I would rather just go for Dovbyk, and that allows me to have Kevin De Bruyne in the team. So looking at the captaincies, once again, I've got Mittelstadt. Now, remember there is only 4 days here, so you could potentially go for Wirtz if you don't want to. Well, the risk is going to be a lot higher going for only 4 captains rather than having the 5 in match day 1. So this could be Mittelstadt, this could be Wirtz. It's totally up to you, whoever you want to go for. Then I've got Bellingham as the backup, Dovbyk as the captaincy in day 3, and then of course it would be Ronaldo as the captain in day 4. So that's how the team is lining up. Let me know down in the comments what you think of it, what kind of changes you could make. I think it is a very flexible team where you could downgrade a lot of players and upgrade a lot of players depending on what you want to do with the budget. But realistically, you're looking at this and you're thinking this is going to be very similar to what Limitless would have. And obviously, we want to save the Limitless for Matchday 3 if we're going to be using the wildcard in Matchday 2. And I just think you're looking at Ronaldo, Bruno, Cancelo, the triple Portugal, the triple Belgium is going to be in basically everyone's team on a Limitless. So you're really getting a very similar team there. Same with the Germans, Mittelstadt and Wirtz, they're going to be in everyone's team. So you're really looking at 3 or 4 differences between the wildcard and the Limitless. And personally, I just really like this wildcard team. I think it looks like it could do a lot of damage for match day 2. So once again, let me know what you think of it down in the comments. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe if you are new, and I will see you all in the next one.